What is up, everybody? Highland Cycles is back on YouTube. I am so freaking excited. It's like there's more air in the world now. I can breathe. Oh my gosh, I am so happy to be back. Guys, that was a crazy whirlwind of a complete crap show. I don't really want to talk about that too much tonight because, you know, we'll have time to talk about it later. And I'm actually going to shoot an in-depth video on exactly what happened, how I could have avoided it, and how hopefully, you know, someone else with the channel could avoid it also. So I don't want to go too deep into it, but I will say, Jim Nash, yes. I will say that it was Russians, and I'm not joking. That's not a jab at Russia, but it was from Russia. Cliff Anderson, Bruce Kennedy, Chewy B, and Garrett Anderson. What are up? Oh my gosh, does it feel so good to be here? Yeah, it was like someone kicked me in the stomach as hard as they could when I found out the channel had been hacked. So very happy to be back. Snake Oiler, what's happening? But what I do want to talk about, and I'll answer your questions. If you guys have questions about what happened, like I said, I'm not going to go super deep into it now because I am going to film that video about what happened. First of all, actually, I have to say thank you, Jesus Christ. Thank you, God, for getting me this channel back. Honestly, there were some moments in this thing that there's no way, no how I could have gotten the information I need to get to YouTube to get this fixed. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. Anyway, it was divine inspiration. I'm not kidding. I think what you want to think about that, but it was real. So, Two-Stroke Addict, it's awesome. I'm so stoked to be back. Chris Burns, what's up? But what I would love to talk about is our trip to Arizona and how much fun we had. It was so good. We got lucky again. This is the third year in a row I've gone for New Year's, and the third year in a row that it has rained like crazy before. Bruce Kennedy, that is a great question, is how do hackers benefit from that anyhow? That's a good question that I probably won't cover in the video. Thank you, Jim Nash, for praying for me. I appreciate it. So I don't know for sure. Sometimes what they do is they'll take over a channel and then they'll hold it for ransom. They never did that to me. I kind of wonder if maybe I didn't catch them early because I saw it first thing in the morning. I realized what was going on, and then I went immediately to Twitter. Anyway, I alerted the world, and it got shut down. I made it a whole day almost running that stupid Tesla Elon Musk live feed. By the way, no, it had nothing to do with Elon Musk or Tesla, but they were either going to wait and hold the place ransom, or the channel ransom, and ask for money, or they were going to go after my bank account eventually, because everything's tied. I get paid by YouTube. Thank you all for watching all my stuff. That does help pay me. I very much appreciate it. And they have access to my bank account. And I don't know if maybe they were waiting to see if they could get, wheedle into that. I fortunately thought of that early on in the day, and I went and changed all my passwords and everything to my bank account. So I got that sorted out. Nothing got taken, which is really good. Very thankful for that. So I don't know exactly how they benefit. And then the other thing is, Bruce, honestly, there's a whole bunch of people out there that just like to freaking do crap like that and mess with people. And I hate that. That makes me really, really angry, because it seems like it took a lot of work. Again, if you watch the video that I make about all this, I got taken advantage of. It was my fault. Like I responded to some stuff I shouldn't have responded to, but they made it so legit and so good. I mean, I got like all the feelers out for that crap, and I totally got taken. And and I didn't really think of what could happen, because I was mainly I'm always in the protect my bank account mode because that's how most people get jacked up. I'm always in that mode. I'm trying to like protect. And so I thought, that was totally protected. I also thought I had all this stuff protected through YouTube and anyway, whatever. Again, I'll go into it, but I think that some people are horrible. Yeah, Bruce Kennedy, that is probably what's going to happen is get a separate account just in case. But you'll be happy to know I've employed a whole bunch of more security on this, and I've even ordered these physical Google keys that you plug into the computer. That is the only way into the computer so you can use it. So anyway, that's coming soon. I'm excited about that. Roger Hurd, good morning. How's it going, Roger? It was awesome to ride with you. And Garrett, yes, it is cool to ride an RMZ 450 again if you ride Supercross or motocross. Cam, have you seen any Kimco failures on the 23 TPIs or TPIs? I have not, Cam. I've seen lots of them on the internet. I haven't seen them in here. None in the shop yet, but I've heard lots about it. And I've heard from actually not just on the internet. I've heard from people like that I know that sending me information through the internet. But yeah, so I think it's a real deal. I don't know that the TBIs got the Kimco parts because, I mean, man, I've been beating the living crap out of mine. I got 45 hours on it now, and it's been great. I mean, it could blow up tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to. It seems good. I think they probably put better parts in that bike, and we'll see, because as soon as I get my top end from KTM, I've ordered the top end. Hopefully it's going to be here anytime. As soon as it gets here, I'm going to do a top end on it just for you guys, to show you guys what it looks like, what the crank looks like, and see how the cylinder looks, and see what kind of piston's in it, all that. I ordered a piston from KTM because there's no kits for it from anybody else yet. So when that shows up, we'll see exactly what's up. Broads, what is up, my man? It's so good to be back. Dirt Bike Riders 32, how is it going, man? Good to see you. So back to the Arizona trip. It was awesome to ride with Roger Hurd. Roger is a very good friend of mine. We've raced the 1,000 together. Roger's won the 1,000 before, and sadly he has early onset Parkinson's, which sucks. He's really good at mixing drinks though. So that's awesome. And it's a long story, but he kind of has ups and downs, and he had a pretty big down back when he gave us Thomas's bike. He was really not doing well, but then he got a doctor that did some better mapping on his brain stimulus. He's got this deep brain implant thing, electronic thing. They did rework the mapping on that, where he worked his meds, and he's doing so much better. It was so much fun. Two-stroke attic. I'm going to do whenever it shows up. I'm expecting it to be here this month. I don't expect to get too many hours this month, but if it shows up before I hit 50 hours, I'll go at least to 50 hours. Garrett, you got to go there. And Jim Nash, yes, Roger is a badass. So it was so cool to ride with Roger. The conditions could not have been any better. The desert was soaking wet. Traction was up. Dust was zero. It wasn't even down. It was nothing. No dust at all weekend. And we had a blast. Jim was there. That was so much fun. Jim, it was great to see you again, man. We got to get you out of here to Colorado one of these days. So yeah, it was phenomenal. We had a blast. First day we did 2 loops, 65 miles. Tough miles. It was brutal. It was a good time. The Terry Hillen, wonder if the hackers can get info on the channel subscribers. No, they can't, because I can't know. I mean, probably some super duper brain person maybe could go that way, but I don't think so. They'd have to have, the thing is, they'd have to have access to your Google account to do it, and I don't think so. I don't think there's any way possible. I just can't imagine that. Google actually has very good security. Like I said, I thought I had better security than I did. Turns out I could have turned on more that I didn't. And then I responded to a thing, and again, I'll go deep into that later, but Google's security is actually pretty damn good. Darn, sorry. Anyway, they just, yeah, was a perfect storm of crap, and I got taken. So fortunately, but here we are. We're back. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. So happy. So happy. Mom, I love you so much. There's my mom, Suzanne Spradling. Everybody say hi to her. Looks like we got a bunch of people watching. Only 15 thumbs up. So give us some thumbs up. You got to back out of the chat. Give us a thumbs up and come on back into the chat. That would be awesome. So yeah, day one went great. Actually, day -1, when we showed up, Zach and I actually went for a night ride. That was good. It was the only night ride we did. We were kind of planning on doing more, but we ended up not because it was, we just rode hard and were tired. So, but the night ride was brilliant too, because again, Hero Dirt, no dust. Dust is really hard to deal with at night. It sucks really bad. So, yeah, we rode, we had a blast, had dinner, did you have two-step verification? So Captain 250FX, I did have two-step verification, but I only had it on the Google account, and I didn't have it on the YouTube account, which is under the Google account. It's kind of an interesting thing. And so, and the two-step, the other thing about two-step is you want to add every version of that in there, like, because when you turn on two-step verification, you can turn it on to just send it to the phone or just an email, or you can do lots of. So I recommend setting up all the things in the two-step verification and just doing them all. Where did Elon Musk go? Awesome. Maybe good. You don't have an online store after all this customer data. Yeah, exactly, Bruce. And yeah, it's an interesting world we live in, and the burden falls, unfortunately, to the individual. And I would say that after this and how much it hurt my heart and had all the problem, it was, yeah, I'm upping security on everything. And I have a good friend who, he is a computer guy he's kind of retired now with a whole bunch of money. And I'm talking whatever. It's a very, very large number. And, but he built a software company. And after this happened, we talked about what to do. And he is actually a big fan of those password, like the LastPass or whatever. And I mean, the sad thing is, if it's on the internet, it can get hacked. It's possible, right? No matter what you do, it's possible. That sucks. But whatever. Anyway, that's where we live, right? And some of us don't. And that's awesome. I wish I could maybe go backwards, but I love the internet because I get to interact with you guys. So he recommends that because it basically creates these crazy passwords that no one would ever be able to set up a computer to figure out. And then you have one master password that gives you access to all those. So you got to choose a really, 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 really good master password to do that. And make sure you don't lose that. And that could be really hard to remember and all that stuff. But whatever. The other thing is these keys. This Google key is going to be sweet because I'm going to be able to plug it into this computer, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. So. Somewhere we came down to the shop and then spend money and then get invited to your other shop. What? Wait. Somewhere we come down to the shop and then spend money and then get invited to your other shop. Oh, haha. Broads. Yeah, Brody, you'll get to come to the shop for sure. Brian Hallway is so glad. I'm so glad to be back. I miss riding with you too, dude. You got to come on out. And Johnny Ringo, I don't know why they didn't hack this channel, because they can. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. So who all out there has been to the mile markers area of Arizona? And let me know. It's such a good place. My phone is blowing up. I want to make sure there's nothing going on that I need to. Nope. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. It was so good, so good. Saw the Joseph south in 2 weeks, right on. So the Michiganders are suffering cold. How cold is it right now up there in Michigan? I bet it's freaking cold. Cliff Anderson, come ride. It's going to be awesome. Local is a little out right now because we got just enough snow to make everything really muddy, but then but it's cold enough it's not going away fast. Real fast. Terry Hillen, the I Suck at Dirt Biking hoodies will be here tomorrow. At least that's what the tracking says. Very excited. Catherine Hurley, any updates on the giveaway? Oh, Bruce Kennedy, the giveaway is actually when we get off of this live, I'm going to run the random comment picker and pick my 2 people, one from Instagram, one from Facebook. And then tomorrow at 10, we are doing a live broadcast of the coin toss. We're going to have Zach and Leandra help us out with the coin toss, and we're going to coin toss between Instagram and Facebook, and one winner. The stuff is actually, well, it's right behind that stool right there. Anyway, so very excited. Catherine, no one wants to go to mile markers? Oh my gosh, it's so good. We'll tell them to watch my videos and hopefully they'll be excited. My arm is kind of purple, but I'll still be riding this Sunday. It hasn't stopped raining. So by the way, sadly, I did not get a video of Jim going OTB on the 2-track, the easiest part of the day. Jim and I had been ripping earlier in the day. I mean, freaking hammering down. And I got out ahead and was like on my way to, whatever, to the next trail and just cruising down the road. And then everybody took a really, really, really long time to get there. And all of a sudden, here comes Jim, and he had a huge crash. Jim, I'm glad you're okay, because it could have been bad. You just went with my buddy Brandon. Oh, right on. Brandon. Who's Brandon? Brandon. Which one is Brandon? Because I don't remember Brandon, but there was a whole bunch of people there. So I apologize, Brandon, if you're watching this, if I don't remember you. But anyway. Colorado Dirt Bikes for Life. I am going to come to Penrose at some point this winter. You guys got a little bit of snow. I want to wait till that melts, and then I'm going to come over there because I want to ride that, and I want to ride at Rocky Mountain Way Extreme really bad. So that's going to happen, definitely. Death March 2 mile mark. You could do a redonkulous death march out at the mile markers. You could put together a perfectly timed duo. Nice. You could put together a really, really, really good death march out the mile markers if you knew your way around. I mean, I've got a lot of tracks now. I mean, I got miles and miles and miles and miles, and I could do it, but I would need help from someone there that knows the best way to put it all together. The bow hunter, I don't think that's what she's talking about. Hey, from Indiana, who's your trail rider? What's happening? Did you use the moose balls on? Yes, Yamaha Woods 250X. Yes, I did use the moose balls, and they are freaking awesome. Like, I am really excited about those. I talk about them in the recent video that I just posted, and I talk about them more in the next video that's coming out tomorrow. And they're good. And Brian Holloway, yes, the 300XC is no joke a game changer. And I asked Jim Nash, who's watching right now. Jim Nash, what do you think about the 300XC? Now, let me give you a little background. He's going to be typing for maybe a little while. Jim is like me. He's a carburetor guy. He bought a Beta after his YZ because he didn't want a fuel injection. He's a carb to the down to the grave, and he is really good at tuning them, so he makes them run really, really good. I will not say another word until Jim types his answer here, but yeah, Brian, they're freaking amazing. And Woods 250X, the moose balls are brilliant. Like, I'm gonna have to have a talk with my Nitro Moose sponsors because they're freaking incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. And if they last as long as everybody says they're gonna last, then it's gonna be really, really great. What other questions you guys have? Let's just talk about dirt bikes. Arizona was amazing. We had a blast. Nasty snowstorm on the way home, but it was awesome. KTM Trail Rider. I have not ridden the new 250XC. It's brilliant. Like, I'm sure it's just as good as the 300. Just going to rev a little faster, maybe a little higher. The thing is, though, so KTM Trail Rider, that 300 Daisy was a 250, and I bought it partially. Hey, Datsun. I partially bought that bike because it was the last carbureted bike, and the other reason I bought it was a 250. I got it for a lot less money, and I like 250s. They rev. There we go, Jim Nash. Best two-stroke engine I've ever ridden, period. Jim is 55 years old. He is an incredibly good rider. He's ridden lots of motorcycles. That's saying something. So I used to like the 250s because they revved higher. That's why I bought that 125. I really liked it because it revved way more than this bike. Honestly, God, I don't even know if that's like necessary anymore. The new 300, nice. That's awesome, Datsun. The new 300 revs like a 250 now, but it has the low end of the, it's the best bike I've ever ridden, hands down. But now, again, if you could buy a 250 for $1,000 less, I'd probably buy the 250. It's $1,000, right? Jim was suffering from buyer's remorse. Love my beta, but the first KTM he really dug. It's amazing. Just watched a video, the 250XC by P&W, and he said, unlike one guy out there who says it cannot be ridden, it just won't go straight. It handles awesome. Yeah. Oh, Bruce. It's amazing how many people on the YouTubes and the socials are coming out and yelling at Jeff Slavens for that, because the bike's incredible. Do you think we'll get some electricity out of the new 300 stator? Is it rewindable? Eric, I do believe it's rewind. I mean, I haven't taken it out and looked at it really. I haven't even looked at it, but I gotta believe that it is rewindable. Someone can get a little more juice out of it. But I did have real world experience. It's right there. I did have some real world experience doing some riding. The bike was hot. I got it all the way to 212 degrees. Fan was on. Light. I left the light on the whole weekend, and no issues. Now, I didn't have the fan on for 2 hours, but I rode for over 2 hours, and it was perfect. So you can't run a big, like, you couldn't race Baja and still, well, you couldn't race Baja with the light. Even if you put the big light on it, would kill the battery. So if you wanted to do something like really night race with it, you're going to need more stator. So Jim, thank you. It was awesome. Suffering mule syndrome. Yeah, exactly. And yes, the thing is a game changer, and it literally changed my game. So, say whatever you want to say, but the bike changed my game because I went from thirds in my class in Hare Scramble Series to a first in my class in Hare Scramble Series just by purchasing a bike. I've never done that. No, Andy BJ, he does not have a sense of humor, unfortunately. My inside connection there said that he hadn't even opened the box I sent him with the hat. Will the bike make it 50, 60 miles on one tank of gas in a race? Chewy, it depends on the race. No way, no how in a desert race. It will never make 50 or 60 miles in a desert race. Never. A rocky, gnarly, hard techie race? Yeah, I think it would. So, actually, I didn't get to check it really. Go down at low elevation, so things change. Anyway, the new map, the 104 map, they're calling it, that fixes the whole start button thing and whatever, I think they leaned it out. And I talked to Cam Poncelot. He was the one who guided us around on day 2. And hey, Smiley Hansen, yes, we are back, brother. And he got his reflash to that one too. And we both think that they leaned it out on the bottom. So it might, I said that it wouldn't make 50, 60 miles. It might now because they were very rich on the bottom. Yeah, Gary Anderson, we are definitely going to do it. And are you bringing that beta down next week? Tori said maybe. because we're going to do a ton of videos on that. By the way, Garrett is nice enough, he's going to let us borrow his 2022 300 or 300. I was going to call it XC 200. God, I'm losing my mind. 200 RR race beta with the KYB forks, and we're going to do a bunch of content on that, kind of like I did with. God, I keep doing that bike. Obviously it's not mine, so I probably won't disassemble it quite as much as I did mine, but I will definitely dig in deep and show you guys all about it. It's awesome. Doug Carlton, love new technology here as well. I'm afraid to have it. So yeah, Doug, I'm with you. The whole taking it to dealer for the stupid codes is really annoying. Hopefully that's going to get away. Yeah, damn computers, absolutely. And Terry, I can't wait to do top end too because I want to see. Also, but I'll leave the bike. I need to get the updated. Don't want to leave the bike. Datsun, I don't know about your dealer. My dealer's great. I just call them, make an appointment, go in, and they'll plug it in, and then I push it back out the door. So I don't know about your dealer. My dealer's awesome. They let me do that. I'm friends with the mechanics. It works great. Roger Hurd, Havasu ride. We are going to be in Lake Havasu, Arizona, February 16th through the 20th, I think. Let me see. We're going down. It's President's Day weekend is when we're going. We will be arriving either late at night on the 16th or early in the morning on Friday the 17th. We're going to be riding probably 18, 19, maybe, I don't know. We're going to ride 2 days and we're going to do a boat one day. It's going to be super fun. Ontario Trail Riders, it's good to see. I might call them Datsun. Oh, where are you? My dealer is Davis Service Center here in Montrose, and they're awesome. But I do think that the map, because I noticed here in Montrose, I got it hot right after I got that done and took it for a ride before it snowed. I got the bike pretty hot and hammered on it really hard, and one time I rolled off the gas and went ding and pinged, probably because of the head that I've got in there, and I think that means that they probably leaned out that bottom end. So. And what am I going to do about that? I don't know yet. It runs so good. I'm not really worried about it because it didn't do it again. But down in Arizona, I mixed 50-50 race gas, and I'm still running 40-1. So Kremling. Yeah, Datsun. I forgot you told me that, and I apologize for not remembering. But give Davis a call. Come over here and let's go for a ride. Give him a ring. Make an appointment way out early. And I'm sure they'd be happy to do it. I mean, let's plan on that. But so that it's not cold and snowy and whatever. I bet it's cold and snowy and Kremling. Jim Nash. So will there be a discount on your ironic carb and Kickstarter stickers? Alanis wants to know. Oh, I love it, Jim. I love you so much. I do have a pile of those things, which is awesome. But I do have ones, I think I still have ones that have the two-stroke pipe on them, so that's good. But it's, yeah, I really wish it still had a Kickstarter, and I'm not getting rid of this bike that has a carburetor. Kentucky, just down the road, that's awesome. Do you ever ride at Hartman Rocks by Gunnison? Oh my gosh, KTM Trail Rider. I freaking love Hartman Rocks, and yes, I ride there. I didn't get out there this summer because of the stupid, Matt Andreas, I will let you know. As you can imagine, life's a little bit crazy. Not so much because of the YouTube, although that really, really upended me in it was an emotional situation. But, and like, I felt honestly physically sick. But with the new shop and all that stuff, I might be kind of tied down on the weekends getting that thing ready. So, Smiley Hansen, yes, there is a Highland Cycles Rocky Mountain Fantasy RMSX Fantasy League. Go on to there, guys. If you're watching this, thank you, Smiley, for reminding about that. If you are interested in joining us for the Rocky Mountain Fantasy SX, go to rmfantasysx.com. Make an account if you don't have one. Go to group search Highland Cycles. There is no password required. It's totally free. And join up. We got 50-something people in there already, and that's going to be awesome. And there's no prizes. I really want to do a prize every week for the winner of the week, but they don't break that down, unfortunately. They just don't break down the week to week. You have to go in like manually. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Maybe they'll fix it this year. I don't know. So what we're going to do is at the end of the season, the winner of the season is going to get a custom homemade trophy from Highland Cycles with their name engraved on it. And it's going to be a traveling trophy, and it's going to go to that person, and then the next year it's going to go to the next winner. Anyway, it's going to be super rad. And Garrett Anderson, we got a whole bunch of people racing for the bottom, myself included, and the last place person is going to get an I suck at Rocky Mountain Fantasy RMSX man. Anyway, it's going to be I suck at maybe computers or something, or guessing. I don't know, but it's going to be awesome. It's going to be good. I had already started to troll that Tesla. Yeah, that's a mess. Anyway, hard to believe I wrote my GS Buy Your Business in 19 and didn't even know. I know, Bruce. That's crazy. It's hard to believe that I've done what I've done with this channel since then. It's been a heck of a freaking roll. Anyway. But Bruce, you got to ride that thing back by here again. Hey, guys, if you're watching this, it looks like a whole bunch of you are watching. If you're watching and you haven't yet given us a thumbs up, please consider backing out of the chat, thumbing up, and then coming on back into the chat, saying hi. That'd be awesome. And then also, if you're new here, if you're like, what this Highland Cycle, subscribe to the channel. We did lose a few hundred people, unfortunately, in the thing with the whole mess and the hacking and hijacking thing. So that's a bummer. They're already starting to come back, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, so Zach Farcash, what is up? It's good to see you, man. Roger Hurd, yeah, it's not my boat. If it floats, flies, or it's cheaper to rent it. So I'm not even renting it. I'm just borrowing it from a friend. Garrett Anderson, yes. If you go race Michigan this summer, you should make Bruce go, and I should come with you. That'd be awesome. I'm back out of the chat and hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. Whoa, look at that. We just got a whole bunch of thumbs up too. So thank you guys very much. What questions do you guys have? Again, if you're new tonight, don't ask me about the hacking and stuff because I'm going to film an in-depth video. It's not that I don't want to share it. It's a little embarrassing that I let that happen, but I'm excited to share to help other people not have that happen, and I'm really excited to share how I got out of it. So if it does happen, they can get out. Doug Carlton, Architect head worth on a 22 125, 100%. On a 125 Architect head it's kind of a necessity in my opinion, because I mean the bikes are great, but they just have no low end, and that really helps out. Yes, Highland Cycles travel team. Todd Colvin, what's happening? Roger, how about I Run Rotella shirts? That is so good. I should get a bunch of those shirts and give them to the people that lose to me. If you get beat by me, you get an I Run Rotella shirt. That's awesome. Definitely looking forward to running the Moose Ball. Sounds like it'd be a good investment. I think so, Zach. And Zach, let me know, because we can sell them to you. I can drop ship them the whole thing. New shock spring for my 530XC. What brand do you recommend? Look at, I think it's called Q. Intech sells them. It's the same people who sell import SKF and Mr. Wolf. They sell Q Springs. I think it's Q Springs. Look, you'll see it. Go to Intech. It's INNTECK. And they're really good and a great deal. Are you going to post any upcoming rides in a Facebook ride board? Yes, Flying XC. I will. And I don't know when, because it's just got cold here. And I have this massive new shop, woohoo, which I will be shooting videos of here as we build it out. So stay tuned. But I'm going to be pretty busy with that. Yes, on Rotella shirts, yes. Did you ask XC? Hello Dirt. No, I have not, but they are going to. Once I get this, I feel bad. I didn't really get to test this. I didn't ride it at all. And Phoenix is having so much freaking fun on my new bike. But so sorry. But I am going to test it. I think we got it sorted out. But anyway, he said he would be more than happy to send me a 36 once we get this all done. Hanson, any Cali races this year? I don't know. I really want to. I'm kind of, I want to so bad, but I got so many other things going on right now. It might have to be next year, but I will make it back out there. I want to get to Lucerne. I really like Lucerne. Awesome, Zach. Thank you. A couple nitro here, but I also want to try the balls. Snake Oiler, I don't know what your situation is with number of wheels and all that, but if you can afford it, I would set one setup with nitros and one setup with moose balls. And I think it actually, you would enjoy that having both, right? Because the nitro, if you use the platinum nitros, it's a little more like air. So I think it's probably better on like a moto track and faster, high speed stuff. And the moose balls will also work there, but you could take a couple balls out and make it nice and squishy for the hard stuff. So it'd be kind of cool to have both. Brian Holloway, what's your favorite tires for the extremely rocky terrain? Honestly, I'm really psyched on the V-Moto Force AT in the Apex compound. That thing was brilliant down in Arizona. And I know that Keith McQueen, who lives back east in the Roots and Rocks, runs them and really likes it. That's the rear. Their front, I get along okay with their front. It's a 50-50 on other people. So forget the front V-Force or V-Moto. Front, honestly, I don't like a gummy on the front of my bike no matter what. It's just personal preference. So I like the X31. I think it's really good. It's awesome. Bruce Kennedy, I'm going to get lots of banners. That's coming. Who's your new shop? It's my own personal shop. It's not a workshop. Pick me up on the way to Cali. Yes, Roger. If I'm coming, you're coming with me for sure. So yeah, I'm going to get, so before I do much decorating in the new barn, I got to get insulated. And I don't know if I can afford that quite yet. Jeremy Mullen, what is up? Good to see you. I don't know. I haven't got my quote back on the insulation yet, so I might have to save up and wait for that. And that will happen before I do too much decorating in there. I am going to be building shelves and all that. That's the next big project, like shelves like this in there. How often do you practice your slow wheelies or static mounts? Not very often, but I'm starting more now that I have this big, awesome place to park at my house. I can bring my bikes home. I haven't had a place to put my motorcycles at the house, well, ever, really. So, two-stroke addict. Got 220 hours on my 18 carb EXC. Has been losing coolant out of overflow. I thought it was bad cap, so changed it, but still doing it. I haven't run without the cap. Probably it's either your base gasket or your head gasket, and I've warped one of those before. So the head could be on an 18-300 XCW. So yeah, Andy BJ says head O-rings definitely. Yeah, Roger, I know you wrote. That's the other thing, Jim Nash. If you're still here, Roger's front tire was flat the whole time. It's crazy. Lucas Monks, good to see you, man. So yeah, yeah, I think I would guess head O-rings. If you haven't done a top end recently, I would take it apart and do it. Art DeLong, hey Morgan, glad you're back. Sent you a DM and IG about new TPDXC and foul plug. Oh yeah, seems like my bike is running right. Anything I'm doing wrong, just need to adjust. There's nothing you can adjust right now. No way to tune it. I think someone asked about that, tuning these things. So far, no way to tune them. There's no programmers, no nothing yet that I know of. But I don't think two-stroke performance has got it figured out yet. It's a pretty locked up computer. Yeah, I know, Jim. It's awesome. R DeLong, though, they are rich bikes. I think KTM kind of did a knee-jerk reaction on the TPIs being so lean and riching this one way up, so they didn't have any problems. So I don't know, but that's my guess. So they are rich on the bottom. Make sure you get the new map and make sure you put a BR7ES in that bike, because They all came with 8s, except for mine for some reason. But they all came with 8s, and that is too cold of a plug for as rich as that bike is running. So slap a 7 in there. That should solve your problems. Garrett Anderson, have I heard anything about Weeby? Yes, a little bit. And sadly, it's not good. Like, as of right now, there's really nothing going on. I don't think it's going to get bought. Chelsea and James are asking a number. I don't know exactly what it is. I kind of know basically what it is. It's pretty high. It's a big number, and they've had some offers way lower than that, and they have not accepted them. I'm kind of hoping that they get desperate and they need to sell it. So that would be awesome. I mean, I don't know. I don't want them to lose money. I don't want them to take a bath on it. But the other thing is that race series just aren't very profitable. So I'm hoping that that works out. But it's not looking good. It's already January. Everybody's schedules are going to be coming out very soon. It's going to be really hard to fix that. So if letting it idle too long on warm up, that doesn't help. But when you're letting, okay, quick note on 23 XCs or TXs. When you start them up and idle them, make sure you push the cold start. Maybe you are idling. I'm not saying that you're not, but make sure you push that and leave it on, even though it's kind of a high idle, and you can actually adjust it to a higher idle, because all that's really doing is opening the butterfly just a little bit. That's why you can close it with your hand. But I get it. It's pretty high. I mean, it's not like revving to the moon, going to blow up high, but it's pretty high the way I set it. And by doing that, it lets more air in and helps it. So we didn't have a season, it would make selling even harder. I know. Garrett, yeah, if he loses a season. So quick note for everybody who's watching doesn't know, Weeby Racing was our local hare scramble series. Very well run, very fun, just wonderful race series. It's been long time. It's been going since 04, 05. Different owners from the starting people now, but honestly, the owners now are just brilliant. They've done a really good job, but they have to quit. They got other things going on. They can't do it anymore. And they're trying to sell it, having a hard time. I think they want too much money for it. And it's not because it's not good. It's just a race series is like buying Blue Sky. Like, you don't know who's going to show up or what sponsors going to get. Anyway, is that XC start for warm weather too? Yes, it is. Until you can go blip the throttle. And that's the thing. On these new XCs, you can blip the throttle. You're not going to hurt anything. There's oil in the gas. There's plenty of it going in there, and you're not going to hurt anything by just boom. But you don't want to hold it wide. But so until you can go sit on it and kind of keep it revved and cleaned out, yeah, we'll see. 250 seems to take forever to warm up. Oh, before it comes off the rich map. So yeah, it might, that's the thing. Creek Life, glad to be back. Let's see. So anyway, we're talking about the race series. So what we're talking about is the fact that if they don't sell it this year, it's going to be almost impossible to sell, because at that point they're really only going to have the value of the gear. So the computers, the scoring, and the trailer, and the banners and whatever stuff they have. That's like right now it's worth that plus a little bit because of the name and the following. But after a season, it'll be worth the gear, and that's it. Do I think Kickstart Kenny can win? Yeah, I think he can win. He's faster than crap. The whole Kickstart thing isn't an issue unless he crashes. So, I've seen some stuff online recently where people are like, Kickstarter's never gonna. And then some guys, babies, everybody used to Kickstarter. So here's my belief about that. Obviously, I like having a Kickstarter as a backup on things. I think it's a good idea. But when you're racing professional Supercross, it's literally seconds. The whole thing is seconds. And position on the track. The tracks are pretty one line, let's be honest. Not all of them. Some are better than others. But anyway, a lot of them are very one line. They're really hard to pass. And if you lose a position, you're in trouble, because you got to make that back up and just slow you down the whole thing. So with the Kickstarter, obviously it's zero problem on the start line. The bike will be started, gate drop, all that. It's zero problem as long as Kenny doesn't stall it. Now, if he stalls it, it's going to be a thing. It's going to take a couple seconds longer to reach down there, flip that thing out, and kick it versus just going boom. And I mean, all of us with buttons on our bikes know that, you know, you can like make a mistake and hit the button before you even put your foot down, and you're gone. So that will be bad. But as far as Kenny as a rider winning, I think he can win. I think he will win. I'm kind of hoping for a win out of him in Anaheim because he's got something to prove. He's on his own and the whole thing. So I'm kind of hoping for a win there. There's no way, no how, in my opinion, and I'd love to see him prove me wrong because I actually really, really, really like Kenny. But there's no way, no how he's winning a championship. What do you guys think about that? Bruce Kennedy securing insurance for the events is a big negative. Yeah, it's just a big expense. Getting insurance, having run some races, you know, we had a little series that I helped with years ago. For us, the insurance was expensive. Back then, it was $1,300 a day. And well, yeah, it wasn't even a whole day, but that's like for the time that racing was happening and practice. So there's that money. And then the only way you got the insurance was to also have an ambulance on site during all of the riding. So you didn't have to have them there for sign up. You didn't have to have them there for clean up. But they absolutely 100% had to be there during racing and practice, which, I mean, of course, right? I mean, absolutely. 100% I think they should have an ambulance. It's an important thing when racing. But the ambulance, at least back then, was like $4 or $4.50 an hour. So it's crazy. Wins the championship, you should ride one for a year. That would be awesome. Yeah, if Kenny wins, okay. Garrett, I freaking love it. If Ken Roczen, I say it right now, if Ken Roczen wins this year, 2023 Supercross Championship, I will find a way to purchase a Suzuki RMZ 450 and I will ride it, not exclusively. I got too many motorcycles. Like, I'm not going to ride it exclusively, but I will ride it a lot for a year. There you go. I like it. That's a great one. Jim Dash, my right leg is atrophied. It probably has, but I got a new hip so I can do it. I know, Roger Hurd came to one of our races, which was awesome. It was muddy that day. That was craziness. If you guys don't know, we had this little thing called Moto Mayhem. God, I lost my brain there. Moto Mayhem, and it was a lot of fun. It's a little enduro cross series, local. It was super, super fun. Bruce Kennedy, if I could make it an old TM400, I would just do that just to do it. That would be so awesome. I mean, terrifying and horribly uncomfortable, but man, that would be fun. We actually had a TM400 in here one time. It was crazy. Garrett, yeah, oh yeah, those RMZs are so cheap. You can buy a brand spanky for like $6K. Yeah, it's nuts. What else do you guys have to talk about? We'll run this thing as long as you guys are here and people are watching. We got 65 watching, 56 thumbs up. So give us a thumbs up. And if you're watching this later, if you're not watching this live, please, please, please comment any questions you have about any of the stuff we're talking about. I will get back to you. It's awesome. Bruce, those TM frames were like noodles. Kind of like my buddy's VMAX that was in here. Freaking thing's a noodle. But it was awesome. Yeah, Garrett, if Kenny wins, he's not going to win. Let's be honest. He's not going to win the championship. He's not going to win the championship because he's Kenny, not because of the bike. Like I said, I really like the guy, but he usually comes out firing. I think I have him. Let's take a look at picks, everybody. But while I'm looking up my picks, I want to answer. I swear, the whole internet security thing is really freaking me out these days. But I'll answer Anthony's question. 22 TE 300i with 250 hours, currently doing the top end as well as replacing crankshaft oil seal. Good job. Clutch side It was definitely leaking. Anything else I should do on the bike was torn apart? Yeah, do the left side crank seal. Don't ever forget that one. Honestly, the right side one, I mean, it makes a mess and it runs like crap when that thing leaks, sucking tranny oil. But the left side one, if it leaks, your bike goes bang and actually goes eek and stops. So make sure you do the left. And yeah, that's about it. The other thing, at 250 hours, really look closely at that cylinder. If you have a dial bore gauge, do some measuring because it is winter, and you can send that thing out to Millennium or who was the other? Someone else is telling me other people. Well, there's US Chrome. Anyway, I like Millennium. Some other people had problems with them. I've had nothing but good luck with Millennium. But you can send it out and get it perfect. So make sure, Anthony, you really take a look at that, because you don't want to put it back together and then have it not run great or be kind of off So, but others, like, mainly do the left side seal. Is the TBI throttle response that much better than TPI, even when power valve is opened up? Yes, dude. It's freaking incredible. Sean Daigle, hi from PEI. Where's PEI? Where's PEI? I don't know where that is. But I'm excited to find out. Because I'm guessing it's very far from here. Power seal, cool kitty. Yeah, there you go. Power. Ow! I just hit my leg on my thing. Am I doing Pulp MX Fantasy 2? No, I don't have a group there, just because I can't keep up with it all. Signing off. Thank you, Who's Your Trail Rider? Enjoy Indiana. Love you, man. Have a great day. We're gonna keep going. I'll run this till 7 if people are still here and asking questions. So please ask questions. But picks. I'm going over my picks. So here it is. And who knows? And I don't know. I'm gonna probably leave it because it's too lazy. Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb. I think Cooper's coming out swinging. I think they got the bike fixed, hopefully. Jason Anderson, Tomac, Roxon. There we go. What gas oil ratio did you use in the study for the 300XC? I run 40-1 in mine still. So I did 40-1 to start. I tried 60-1 for 5 gallons. It made 0 difference. And then I went back to 40-1 because I like more oil. Tire changing machine question. Have you used the Nomar brand dirt bike blocks that are worth it? I have not used those. I know a lot of guys like those. If I weren't doing mooses, I would just run a normal like Moose Racing stand or Mike's Racing Products. MRP actually is the best stand I own. It's whatever, it's out there somewhere. And I've had it forever. Prince Edward Island. Oh, right on. Jeremy Mellon, right on. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. Hi from PEI. But if I'm changing mooses, it's a Rabiconda, hands down. Found the Intech swing right on. Really appreciate the advice. Asked the Taco Tuesday guys, and they told me to sell it because it's too old. Ha! Well, that sucks. I'm so sorry that they said that. That's an awesome motorcycle. So yeah, put a spring on it. Have fun. East Coast of Canada. Yeah, small problem. Sean, now I know where Prince Edward Island is. I just didn't know where PEI was. So, but super cool. Thanks for tuning in. I have a ton of Canadian. I need to figure out how to ship to Canada because, man, there's a ton of you. And I appreciate it very much. Also doing the TSP injector kit relocation, run premix. Ooh, Anthony, that's a good one on that. I said in a video that I would run premix. I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to give you my absolute, like, if I could wave a magic wand, okay, and I don't know what your wand looks like. I don't really want to know what your wand looks like. I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't care because you're a dirt biker, so you're awesome. But waving a magic wand, and I could afford it, I would get the TSP relocation kit, I would leave the oil injection on it, and then I would buy one of these XCs, the new XC, and have that be your badass race, getting it down motorcycle, and have the TSP kitted TPI, be more of like a dual sport hard enduro street legal maybe thing, because that would be freaking awesome. And I'm fortunate. I have that set up basically. Well, there we go. Got it. Mine's not TPI, but I got a 300 XCW, and then I have a 300 XC. I don't know. Like maybe that's like you're like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll go buy one tomorrow. Or maybe you're like, dude, you kidding me? I can barely afford this thing. So I get it. But let's say you're in the camp of I can barely afford this bike and I want to do what's best. I would probably run premix. Studding up tires, riding the snow and ice. Yeah, Sean Deagle. I've got studded tires too, and I love it. Try the Recluse torque drive clutch pack. Yes, Brian Hadley, I have. It's really, really good. I have found that it gets really hot. And if you're not careful, if you're a clutch abuser, and I am, I smoked my torque drive and I didn't like it. I put a normal clutch pack back in it. Chris Kinberg, Dirt Bikes. Daniel LaFleur. Hey, from Halifax, Nova Scotia, baby. The tropical island of Nova Scotia. Good to see you, man. East Coast lifestyle, love it. Maybe some year you need to do the quarter. Oh, yeah, I should do the quarter. That'd be awesome. Quasar Bike, great to see you. Thank you. Do you follow the Dakar? I do, and I'm sick to my stomach that Ricky Brayback has pulled out, but I'm stoked about everybody. I haven't seen today yet, so I haven't looked at it today. Let's just, wow, hey, why not? Let's just check in on the Dakar while we're here, because I love the Dakar. And you're from Chile. Where are you from Chile? I was this close to moving to Chile a long time ago. I mean, I was close. Part of me wishes I still had. So, but whatever. That's the way it is. Skylar House is in first in general in the bike, which if you guys don't follow the car, if you do follow the car and you don't know, Daniel Mayer, awesome dude. Great seeing you this weekend. And Anthony is in the video. Hopefully you watched him. He's cried. It's awesome. I love it. If you don't watch the car, it's a very long race, and whoever's in first right now could be dead last by the end of the thing. So it's awesome. Chancellor doing a Dakar Fantasy Derby. I should look at that. Yeah, Roger Hurd Mason is in. Mason's in fourth, which is huge. He looks like he's 6 years old. By the way, so young. Don't you just love when you ask a dealer for advice on an older bike and his response is spin the gas cap and really shy? Yeah, dude, Bruce, it's annoying. I mean, again, if you got piles of money, whatever. But like, if you don't, then you don't. No big deal. Oklahoma here, enjoying the new TBI deep dives. Yeah, Ultra SS. We're gonna keep hammering on it. It's it's 45 hours now. What else? I don't really have anything other parts to put on. Oh no, that's not true. Gonna keep it a secret. I'm not gonna tell you. If you're watching, subscribe to the channel and you'll know the new parts. I think I'm really excited. They didn't exist until very recently because of the new bike and all that stuff. Viña del Mar, right? Mason Skylar doing awesome. Yeah, Viña del Mar, right on. So I've spent time in Santiago, but mostly I spent, which is near you-ish, I mostly spent it down in southern Patagonia, like way southern Patagonia. Buenos, I'm losing my Punta Arenas and Puerto Natales, and Torres del Paine and all that stuff, and Fitzroy. Anyway, it's awesome. Flying XC are using a helmet light. Yes, I have two that I really like. Both are brilliant. So the light is the same on both. That's why I like them both. Desert Unlimited makes one with an S1 light from Baja Designs, and Moto Minded makes one with an S1 light, and I like Moto Minded's mount better. So if you're gonna buy one, I guess, yeah, Moto Minded's mount is hands down the best mount in the business. It's awesome. It's magnetic. It's really cool. It's just awesome. So yeah, I love it. So, but they're both super, super bright. And the Desert Unlimited one's a little less money because they give you, or don't give you, you buy a battery with it. And the battery that comes with it, I'm sure, is definitely not as good as the battery that you have to buy separate. The other thing really cool about Chris's from Motor Minded is he sells it set up to plug into a bike. So then you never run out of power. Ontario Trail Riders. Yeah, where are you? Jeremy Mullen, you're up there, right? Norley from Itchy Boots fame rode a GG 500 with the kid in first at Dakar, I do believe. No, it's a Beta 500. Oh, okay, right on. Cool. I don't know the Itchy Boots that well. You mentioned that, Bruce. I got to check that out. I just haven't. So as much content as I produce, I really don't consume all that much. Tubeless versus Moose versus heavy duty tube. Oh, Kansas Enduro and Trials. You are ready to get into it, aren't you? For me, it's a Moose. Partially, I'm blessed enough to have this shop and I get them at a discount or for free. So the money doesn't matter. So that's huge. So if money doesn't matter and you're riding an off-road motorcycle, so not a dual sport, not a high speed, whatever, yeah, versus balls. So I'm getting to there, Flying XE. So foam, period, for me, because yeah, it's foolproof. You cannot get a flat. It's easy. I actually like the way they feel versus tubes. Some people don't. I also don't ride a lot of nasty, super gnarly hard enduro. I do enjoy that stuff some, but I don't do it very often. So I'm not willing to sacrifice the possibility of a flat for more traction. I would rather just either use a worn out Moose or less Moose balls or whatever, drill a Moose and run a real sticky tire than be able to pressure way down. That's just my personal opinion. Heavy duty tubes, honestly, so here's my hierarchy of foam, and I'm just saying foam because the balls is a thing. Traction is cheaper than hospital trips. Well, so yeah, fair enough, Jim. But the traction, like I said, I had plenty of traction. Well, I had more traction than you when you're going over the bars this weekend. So here's my hierarchy: Moose or foam of some. Well, Moose does mean foam in French. So Moose, super heavy duty tubes, tubeless. Because in the new Lucioli tubes, honestly, that I think is going to be the ticket, dude. If you want air, if you want to air down to 4 or 5 psi and get a ton of traction, if that's what you're looking for, and like I said, I get it. It's just not my thing. I usually I hammer. So anyway, if you want that, I would really, really, really think about the Lucioli tubes because they're air, but they have rim locks built in. They're super burly, and I think they're going to hold up. I might buy a set. They wanted me to buy a set to test it. I'm like, it's kind of not how this YouTube thing works. If you want me to test and make videos, you're gonna have to buy it, or you have to give it to me. I mean, if you're reaching out to me. Now, I think it's a really cool thing, so I'm probably gonna buy a set and try them out because I think they're awesome. Yes, Roger heard flat tire just run. I love it. Airs for suckers. I like it. And then I think right now, so my other opinion is that I think the Moose balls are coming first, and then Nitro Moose, then heavy tubes, and then maybe Lucioli. I haven't run it yet, but Lucioli, HD tubes, tubeless, and then terrible tubes. I was running Moose. The traction wasn't my issue. Wheels off the ground. I love it. Cool Kitty 639 opinions on helmets under $500. The Fly Formula, whatever the cheaper one is. I forget which, the CC or not the CC. It's the cheapest Fly Formula. That is what my children are wearing. I love my children very, very much. They ride really, really fast, and I put them in those helmets because it's important to me for them to be safe. So, but they are also growing, and I'm not buying a $700, $600 helmet for them. So the Fly with the Rion Cool Guy stuff is my favorite. Jim Nash really likes 6Ds. I don't know if they make one under 600. I think 6Ds are great helmets too. I'm just kind of fallen into the Fly thing. They're both safe. I like the Fly. It fits me better. Whatever. Like, toss a coin on that one if you got the money for the high end one. But yeah, I like the newer Fly. They're like $250. I mean, that's what they were. God, everything's gotten expensive. I'm sure they're 300-ish, maybe they're still 250, 275, whatever. They're way less than 500, and they are really safe and really good. Would the Moose balls work for dual sport? Heat on the Moose or challenge slab? I don't know, KTM Trail Rider. I think I'm gonna talk to my peeps at Intech and see if they'll send me a set for my XR650 to do that test. There's more of them, so you would think that there might be more friction and more heat, and that is a thing that I definitely would worry about because you're right, man, dual sport. That's why I don't recommend Mooses for dual sports at all. But the balls might work because I'm getting a lot of people. I got friends that are pros that have been running them at real high speed in the desert, and they're getting a ton of time in it. Maya Lash, great question. Honestly, what type of toilet do you poop in when y'all out camping? That is a phenomenal question. Now, I don't use a toilet. I use a shovel, and I do it the way I was learned. So, quick background, I was a National Outdoor Leadership School instructor and, I don't know, relatively avid, pretty damn decent high mountain, like high altitude climber in my past, and spent a lot of time rock climbing, ice climbing, high altitude, anyway, whatever. So I do it without that, but someone else maybe chime in, because I'm going to get one here soon, because deserts, they do not want you doing what I do. I still don't totally. I think I can do a good job, but I think it's because most people don't do a good job. So I am going to get some sort of toilet for that, because yeah, I think it's important. So Flying XC, Desert or Dual Sport Mooses. Yeah, Michelin does make those. I think the Moose balls are going to work, but I just can't say that they will yet. Love my Bell Moto 9 MIPS. Yeah, that's a very... Those are $200, Zach? That's crazy. That's a great... that's a phenomenal price. Jim, land on my head. A bunch. Look at me. I'm fine. Oh, Jim, exactly. I'll put them on my plate at 450 to see if it run to dust. Yeah, there you go. Right on. Yes. KS River Ranger. It is awesome to see you back. It is awesome to be back. I'm so excited. So anybody have an answer for Maya on where do you poop? So you use pine cones to wipe your backside? No, Bruce, I use biodegradable toilet paper that I carry in the van, and I bury it deep, but not too deep. There's a cat hole. There's a thing, and a good way to do it. 5-gallon bucket with trash bags and kitty litter. There you go, Garrett Anderson. Get a luggable loo. There we go. It's a bucket with a seat, bag in and take out. Nice. So yeah, not the MX9 is 200, not the Moto, because the Moto 9's like their high-end helmet. How do you feel about XCFW cruising at 60 miles an hour? Is it too much RPM? Got mine played in North Carolina. Kimberly Prater. Sorry if I bought anyway. No problem with that at all, as long as you got the right gearing. I don't know what gearing you have on there. Maybe let me know. I can probably take a pretty good guess as to whether that's going to be okay or not. But if you're really worried about it, I would get an hour meter that has a tack in it. You can buy them from Trail Tech, I think, and put that thing around the spark plug wire and watch your RPMs. No, I know it's a 350, but what gearing? What, like your? Well, I guess I didn't know it was a 350, but anyway, sorry. I assumed it was a 350 or 450, something like that. But tell me what you got front and rear sprockets. RV for the win has a shower too. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't swing that. I swing 2 bikes, but I don't swing an RV. So yeah, it's all about priorities, right? Let's see. Fun place to ride other than Colorado. Idaho is brilliant if you like hard, big, scary, awesome, rad mountains. Wyoming is amazing. It's quiet. Montana looks phenomenal. I've not spent much time up there, but there's some awesome places in Montana. Utah. Dude, Utah is great. Arizona, the mile markers around Phoenix. There's, well, all the way around Phoenix, the whole circumference and well, away from it. There's amazing riding. And then I'm sure there's stuff up high in the mountains. It's also awesome. New Mexico has some brilliant stuff. I mean, really, dude, there's a ton. Maybe shoot me an email. I can send you some ideas that way so you can kind of look through it. I can give it a little more detail than just states. When you're 65, have the luggable lose. Bruce, I think that's awesome. I think that's what my kids have used it hunting, but I think that's what my in-laws have. Maya, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dude, I love the Outsiders comment. Thank you, Maya. Thank you. I love that book. I picked up a Kim can on Amazon used for $100. It was a card. Oh, nice. Sweet. You're right. It is the MX-9. Okay. Stock gearing 1452. So Kimberly, that is 60 miles an hour is probably about the limit at 1452. 52 is pretty big rear sprocket. If you want to do much more than that, I mean, that's fine. Like, again, it's probably a little high rev. Maybe, I don't know. It's a W. It's got a pretty tall gear. It's probably just fine. But if you're going to do more dual sport, I would recommend going to like a 50 or a 48. Utah, Montana, Idaho. There you go, Anthony. The other place that honestly is really brilliant is, how am I trying to say here? I'm losing my mind. Well, so it's in Utah, but St. George and then into Nevada. Nevada, that's what I was trying to say. Nevada is pretty awesome and quiet. What helmet mount do I use for my GoPro? Let me show you. And actually, I just filmed a video. It's coming out 2 days from now. Because of all this craziness. Anyway, it's coming out soon. But I use this as my Dango mount that I use for my moto vlogs and my trail rides and all that stuff. I have been using it for racing. I'm going to stop because I got the new one's already installed on my race helmet, but these guys are new chin mounts. It's adhesive-y. The cool thing about these, I mean, there's other ones that are kind of universal. They make one for, I swear, every specific helmet. I looked at their stinking website. It's like every helmet you could fathom. They make a specific one for it. Now I'm guessing some of them obviously overlap. They're not, whatever. But anyway, they tell you what they're for. This thing is awesome. 3D printed, 2 stickies, 3M stickies. Comes with a tether. And it mounts, I'm not going to pull it out, but it mounts right there in the thing. It's going to be better for my hydration system when racing because the Dango, this part, when I'm racing, I zip tie it because I don't want it to come off. I've had them come off lots. But anyway, when I zip tie it, gets in the way of the hydration, my hands-free hydration. I can still get it in there. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, so still going to be using this. Really like this. If you want the versatility of being able to take it off and like talk to it like I do, the best, period. If you want a more secure, more racy kind of thing, that chin mounts is awesome. Albany, Wyoming. No, I gotta go. Drive me nuts. I got really good friends that ride there all the time. Colorado Dirt Bikes for Life, and I gotta go. So no, I have not yet. First and second are super low. I don't think I'd miss any low end if I tried to get lower RPMs at road speeds. Yeah, probably not. The XCWs, XCFW, the W model KTMs have a very low first gear. So yeah, maybe, I mean, it's more expensive to be buying rear sprockets because they're expensive, but maybe try 50. That'll gain you some. If you want a lot more, I would go to a 48, and it'll probably be just fine. The first chin mount I showed Chris was the Dango Designs. I stock these. That's how much I like them. I stock them at the shop. It's just a beep, beep, beep. And it's brilliant. You can flip it up, whatever. Anyway, it's cool. I like it a lot. You can clip it on a tree, video people coming by. Anyway, there's a lot of things. So I like this a lot. Again, for trail ride, motovlog, whatever, best mount I've ever used. If you're doing racing, you have to secure it somehow because it will fall off when you hit a huge G out. So, wonder why camera mounts are not magnetic like the helmet lights. Bruce, it would have to be one brutally strong magnet. The helmet light's quite a bit lighter than that, at least mine is. It's, yeah, it would have to be really strong. So probably, I mean, which they make, obviously they make stupid magnets, right? But they cost way more money. What was the bar ends that you showed a while ago? Those are awesome. They're from G-Rip, G-RIP, grip, basically. My friend, I say my friend, and I can't remember his name. I'll think of it here in a second. Makes them here in Colorado, and they are freaking awesome. They kind of go over the bar, like, so they don't make your bars way longer. They look like they do, but they don't. They do make you move your grips in a little bit, but they don't make the bars any longer because they slide over the thing, and it's really cool because you fall, bam, and it, like, even if it hits it like from the side, like normal bar ends, when you hit them from the side, if you hit them hard enough, they kind of want to deform and get all weird. These don't. So the chin mounts advertised. Let us know how it works. KTMers, I will. I like mounting it up. I can't imagine it not working because it's freaking stuck on there tight. EKS X-Brand goggles for me. What do you use? I have 100% Armegas and the Leat ones. So yeah. The Leat 6.5, I think. I like them both. Goggles are, the reason I like the Armegas and I like the Leats is the Leats are all double pane, awesome, and both of those swap lenses out really well. They're not the cool magnetic ones like on those, some of them, those are really neat, but they're easy. There's KTM on the FB post you made about this live chat. I love it. The two-stroke YZ250 and the SX250. More fun than, Kimberly, that's awesome. I'm glad you like it. And a YZ250 is that's a hell of a motorcycle. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying that's a nasty, fast race bike. So I can imagine that if you're doing, especially if you're doing any slabbing down roads, the 350 is way better. Chris Burns, how much is what? Sorry. KTMers is good to be back. Back. Anthony, it's so good to be back. I'm glad to help you guys out. That's the point of this. Montana, Danny Powell, Montana's full. We won't let anybody go up there. I understand. I get it. Colorado's been full for a long time. Shorty Moto. Gosh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, Rick Emerson, by the way, is the guy who makes the G-Rips. I can't remember how much those are, if that's what you're asking. The chin mounts are $35. I'm trying to remember anything else. Did Zach take your old KTM and did you have the X-Ting on it? Green 260, I had the X-Ting on. I took it down there, but no, he rode his bike and I didn't get to ride it, unfortunately. Shorty Moto, your opinion on the 2024 models of XCW going to be TBI? No, I don't think they're going to be straight TBI, but you all should be stoked to know that I put money down and I am getting the very first one in this state of Colorado. Well, I don't know. There are probably going to be a few delivered to Colorado. I'm getting one of the first ones. I don't know when that's going to be, end of the summer. But I gave him money. I gave my dealer money yesterday or the day before. So we are getting a 2024 XCW. I cannot wait to try it out. It's going to be awesome. No, they are not going to be TBI all the way. They're going to have at least one transfer port injector, because if you go look at my bike on the cylinder, the right side has the castings for transfer ports, and it's a completely different cylinder from last year, so it's not like a leftover thing that they just kept doing. So that's going to be there, and I bet there's going to be one of the throttle body, and it's going to be oil injected. Rick Castro, what's happening, man? It wanted to rip my arms off. Yeah, dude, YZ250s are gnarly. I mean, I love them to death, and I wish, well, I do kind of have one. My kid has one. I love them so much. It's awesome. Has anyone ever used an S3 adjustable power valve regulator? No, I don't know what that is. Is that the thing like on KTM? Like, is it the one you can grab a hold of with your hand, or what is that? I have not used one. I do have one of the ones where you can, on this KTM, because the new one's electronic. But so yeah, Shorty Moto, yeah, dude, we're gonna do it. We're gonna I feel way better about it now that I got the channel back. Because I gave him the money before I had the channel back, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford this. Because just so you know, you guys watching these videos really does change my life. Yeah, I make money here, and not a ton of it, but I make enough to buy motorcycles, which is cool. And I really, really appreciate that. And I think what we're gonna do with that XCW is I'm basically gonna give it to Zach because he needs a new bike. And it's gonna be his bike. I mean, it's gonna be, I'm gonna own it. And if he ever leaves, he's gonna have to give it back to me or whatever. But it's gonna be his bike. I'm gonna ride it a bunch, obviously test and all that stuff. But so is he. I'm gonna make him talk on the freaking videos. And we're gonna have an awesome bike, and it's gonna be really cool. Do we wear a chest plate? Also, what do you think of the Leah chest back plate? Chris, I do not wear a chest protector. I got nothing. Well, that's not true. I wear a really nice Alpenstars one. It's a chest and back that I like. I wear that. I only wear that racing though. I don't wear it riding, trail riding. I don't know. Is it a good idea? Probably not. But yeah, I don't. I wear my vest. I got all this other crap, so I just don't wear it. But for the Leah one, and I've had a Leah one in the past. It's awesome. So I'm sure it's brilliant. I'm not poo-pooing chest protectors. It's just not for me. Any info on XC versus TX on weight? Husky has always been heavier. Wondering if it was still the same with the new model. Jesse Archer, I highly doubt it is any different on this bike. They did not really do anything like they're identical motorcycles other than plastic. The Husky is like a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch shorter. See, I don't know how that happened, but the subframe I think is a little different. Well, I don't know if the subframe's different, the plastic around is different, but that's the only thing. Rick Castro, thank you, by the way, for giving us a super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, guys, if quick shameless plug, beg, whatever. If you guys like this content and you want to see me keep going after it, things like that super chat make a big difference in my life. He just gave us $4.99, $5 anyway. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying these things, you get whatever, it means a lot. If you do a super chat while we're here, or if you want to go to buy me a coffee, that will be in the link below. It's in the link of all my videos, I think now. So buy me a coffee. You can just give us $5, you know, or however much you want to give. If you've got piles, actually, if you have giant piles of money and you want to give it to me, I will gladly accept it, and I will thank you every second of every video. I'll put your name in video, like whatever you want, man. But no, honestly, all you normal folks that are like me, I thank you so much for the support. And honestly, if no one gives me any money, I don't care. I'm just here to, I'm going to keep doing them for free. No matter what, like, so, but, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, more Zach, BJ Armstrong. Absolutely. Should have got a Stark Park. Yeah. Stark Park don't go far enough for me. But I'm not poo-pooing the Stark Park. That thing's gonna be wicked. But I'm hold my shoulder pad. I know. I just whatever. I am so excited, Shorty Moto, for rounds Supercross. I'll talk about that here in a second too, about the differences this year because of linkage versus P. No, Anthony Boren, the XCs and the TXs both have linkage. So Christopher, thank you for the $10 super sticker. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. They're both, yeah, thank you. Both linkage. My mom, I love you. Zach seems like the Mr. Rogers of the dirt bike world. BJ, that's awesome. Zach is a funny man. I love him and his wife so very much. They mean, yeah, I'm going to get emotional. Anyway, they mean the world to me. And I couldn't do what I do without them. And I love them very much. And they are amazing people. If you're ever here and get to meet them, you will consider yourself very lucky. They're awesome. Art Along, I'm so glad I helped you fall in love with dirt bikes again. And help me convince my wife to buy them. Yes, dude, I'm so stoked. I'm glad. Dirt bikes are a brilliant thing. They have saved my life. I'm going to do a little more of that kind of stuff on this channel as we go. Because, yeah, it's important to me. Maybe tell that story, how dirt bikes really saved my life and got me through, along with Jesus. It's a very, very important thing to me. So, guys, it's 7:22. I got to get home to my family that I love very much. I love them very much. Green, yes, okay. I love it. Get signed up. Green, this last thing. Get signed up for rmfantasysx.com. Search for group Highland Cycles and join us. It's going to be a ton of fun. The winner at the end of the year is going to get a sweet traveling trophy with your name engraved on it. Michael Vansis, no, I haven't signed up yet. I got my number. I don't think the sign up's open yet, but I'm going to the Donner Hardenduro in June. It's going to be awesome. So nice on the phone. Yeah, dude, she's so nice on the phone, which is awesome. All right, Punk Rock Club, you guys are my favorite. I love you more than everyone else. I just love you so much. Everybody who's watching these things, I love you all, but I just love the Punk Rock Club more. And to be a part of the Punk Rock Club, all that means is you watch all of our videos to the end, and you maybe give me a rock and roll sign as a comment in the comments below. It means a lot, guys. I love you. Please, please, please get out. Spread the gospel of two wheels. When something nasty happens to you and kicks you right square in the stomach and changes your life for a little bit, put your head down, elbows up, get after it, get it done, get back at it, and you're going to be awesome. I love you guys so much. You guys mean the world. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I haven't said it in a while. I hope desperately, desperately, desperately that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on, but way more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!